Hey everyone! So today I wanted to do something a little different than what I would usually do on this channel. See, rather than covering a few games from a specific genre, I thought I would take the time today to just talk about my feelings on a bit newer of a game. See, I've always had a love for Greek mythology, like from the moment I learned what it was for the first time until right now in this very second. So, when I first heard about the release of Immortals Fenyx Rising, I knew I had to check it out. And now that the game is out, I wanted to take some time to just share my thoughts and impressions on the game. I have some ups and downs to talk about. But before we get going, as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm really close to 50 subscribers, which I know is a small goal, but you gotta start somewhere, and my goal is to hit 50 by 2021. So please help me out and make that some sort of a reality. Now with that out of the way, let's jump right into it.
Wait! That was just the prologue? How does it take someone that long to begin a story? Odysseus made it home faster.
So this game just kinda came out of nowhere. It was like, bam! New open world game inspired by Greek mythology. And I don't think we've ever really had anything to the same extent, you know? We've had other open world games for sure, but I don't remember there being a Greek mythology inspired one. So that's just super cool in concept alone. I'm gonna save you a bit of time before I cut into the meat of things. I really like this game. I think it's a ton of fun and definitely worth checking out. But what is it about it that makes it so special? Well, when you're getting started, the first thing you'll notice is this super great calming music that has a sense of epic adventure to it. It's exactly the kind of music you want building up your adventure into a new world. Also, in this same startup period, you'll notice that the game has difficulty selections. Honestly, that really caught me off guard, especially considering that there's a story difficulty for players who just want to experience the story with a bit easier challenges than even the easy mode offers, which is just a fantastic inclusion for newer players. I actually have someone in mind who would benefit from that mode. Furthermore, you actually get to customize your character, which is just the best. You can make some pretty interesting combinations, and some of them even look decent, but sometimes Fenyx looks...
By the gods! Stay back!
Stone-faced. Speaking of Fenyx, let's talk a little bit about what the story here is. I don't want to get too far into it, because I want to leave some story for you to explore, but basically the Greek gods need the assistance of a mortal named Fenyx to stop Typhon, who has broken out of Tartaros and has ripped the essences from the bodies of several gods. So you, as Fenyx, go to help out, along with trying to discover why everyone has turned to stone. And this plot is super interesting. The entire game is narrated by Zeus and Prometheus, and their banter is absolutely wonderful. Also, I should mention real quick that I love how the gods have constellation on their bodies. It's such a cool little detail. Not to mention your thief friend that you meet during the prologue of the game is just a really cool and fun character. So everyone else makes up for the times that Fenyx can just be a little bland. Typhon is also a cool character. He seems like a good antagonist that will eventually be fun to take on. Plus, all his henchmen are super cool, and on occasion they're ripped from mythology itself. But what does taking on these enemies look like? Well, at first, it largely looks like mashing the R1 button, but that's just at first. After you unlock some other weapons, like your bow and your axe, you start to mix some other attacks and string together some combos that feel really fun to pull off. You also unlock some godly abilities that allow you to go even further with your combat prowess. It's great. Combat is probably only like 10% of the game though. Beyond that, there's two main things you do: explore and puzzle solve. So the first thing you'll notice is that you can climb a ton of surfaces as long as you have the stamina to do so. You can also swim, which is swimming in a video game. One of these days the studio will get it right. Now the best part about this is that the world is absolutely massive. When I first saw the map and realized how much there would be to explore, I was honestly kind of in shock. Not to mention, this game is... oh, it's so pretty. Even running on an older model PS4, this is absolutely gorgeous landscapes to check out. But no world this size should ever be explored on foot, and luckily, you don't have to. Some animals can be tamed as mounts, and unlike other open world games, you don't need to worry about your mount dying. If you fall off a cliff, your mount will bail on you, and you just fall to your doom. How kind of it. Now at first, I noticed jumping felt a little floaty, like it was missing something. And then later I found that not only was it missing the double jump feature, but it also doubles as a glide. So yeah, that's awesome. Also, I just want to mention that these wings are the same wings that killed Icarus, so there's that. Maybe don't trust them. And also, you get the bracers of Heracles and the bow of Odysseus. So that's just a ton of awesome Greek mythos right there. Honestly, it's just a fantastic showcase in that regard. A world of this size needs a ton of abilities to explore it, and boy are you covered in that front. However, you also need a reason to explore it. And that brings us to the rewards that you'll get from exploring. There's a ton to discuss, from ambrosia to upgrade your health, to materials to upgrade your gear, new pieces of armors with different stats that change your appearance of Phoenix, and recovery items such as mushrooms and pomegranates, some of which Zeus and Prometheus react to when you collect them.
A lot of poetry for something they're just going to stick in their mouth.
Isn't that what the best poetry is about?
I'm not going near that one. The biggest and best collectible, though, is Zeus's Thunderbolts, which you collect by doing Tartarus rifts that are open at certain locations in the world. These rifts contain challenges that vary from teaching you how to use certain elements of your moves, or to solving a puzzle that has to be completed before you can exit. Inside each rift is also a treasure chest containing some of the prior mentioned lesser rewards. However, there are several chest opening animations that are honestly kind of hilarious to watch. I mean, honestly, I know I've been praising the game for its charm, but I just gotta do it again. This game is so wonderful to look at. Everything I saw made me smile. Don't forget I said that. If you've collected everything from the rift, it'll seal up and be closed off for good, helping you to remember where you've been if you're going for completion. But that's not where the puzzle solving stops. On the surface, there are a ton of puzzles to solve as well. Some are for story progression, but others give you a currency that you can use to purchase upgrades for yourself. It's a neat feeling knowing there's something nearby and trying to figure out how to put two and two together. But let's suppose that you're wanting to figure out what's nearby for you to do. Just climb on up your nearest god statue and use the height to scope out the surrounding area to see what all is nearby. You can even mark something on your map or create a beacon to keep you heading in that direction. So yeah, this game is great so far. However, this is where we hit a couple snags. There's one little one, and one that I think is very big. See, this game is oozing charm, and I love it. And its season pass is available for purchase. Which is cool, I guess. DLC isn't a bad thing, and I can see the game doing well. However, that brings me to the digital storefront. See, you can buy packs in-game with cosmetic armor, weapons, and a mount for some currency that you could earn in-game. However, they also have put the option in for you to buy the coins with real-world money. I know, microtransactions bad is not a hot take, but in a single-player game like this, it just feels scummy. Because these could be earned in-game. It could easily be something you have players unlock by earning it. But instead, you're going to give people the easy road, and they're going to take it at least 50% of the time. And it's even worse when you consider that this game is targeted towards a specific group that's likely to go ahead and make the purchase because they don't have the patience to save up that kind of currency. It just feels wrong here, and it makes me sad, especially considering they're just cosmetic. There's no reason that they shouldn't be unlockable in-game through the player's work. And actually, the mounts do have stamina stats, meaning that buying them early is actually a way to speed up your playtime for traveling from point A to point B, so there actually is some advantage here, albeit minor. It is technically optional, so it doesn't weigh down on the experience as a whole, but man, did it make me a little upset when I first saw that store option. Aside from that one pretty big sad part, this game overall is super great. It's fun, it's funny, it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous to look at. I mean, I've been playing it in secret for about a week now, and I've been really wanting to tell people how great this game is, but I wanted to keep this video a surprise, so more so than anything, I'm just glad I can talk about it now. I really do think that this game is one that I'll play all the way to the end of the game and beyond, and if that DLC looks good, I will definitely be picking it up. If you're a fan of Greek mythology or open world games in general, I highly recommend checking out Immortals Fenyx Rising. Since it's that time in the video, I have to say real quick, you have a beautiful smile. I mean, seriously, that's the kind of smile that could light up a room. As always, I've been Andrew, and before we wrap up here, I wanted to take a second to talk about something important to me. 2020 has clearly been a hard year for everyone, and I think it's important to find outlets that bring joy to other people. You know, it's that time of year where it's darker longer and things can be a bit more of a struggle, so this holiday season, please be sure to reach out to your friends, your family, everyone who's important to you. You know, let them know that you're there for them and that you care for them. After all, that is one of the reasons for the season. Be there for one another, stay safe, and have an awesome rest of the day.